The thing that bothers me the most about where we are today is that our cars still aren't affordable enough. We have to fix that, said Elon Musk on the 2020 Q2 call. And that quote wasn't a press slogan. It became the plan for a car you can buy with confidence, maintain without stress, and trust even when your week goes off track. The $9,793 Model 2 is presented as the 2026 solution. It's engineered to cut what you pay up front and what you spend each month afterward. In this video, we look at everyday value, easier upkeep, a calmer drive, lower running costs, and charging that feels normal instead of risky. We will go through 4 upgrades that turn affordability into a real-world advantage and show why they place Model 2 as a true game changer. If this helps you choose smarter, help Westech reach 221,397 subscribers by hitting subscribe and switching on the bell. How does Tesla make the Model 2 cheaper to fix and more energy efficient? Tesla Model 2 is built to be easy to repair and to save power while parked. So the design begins with the parts that break most often and cost the most to fix. At the body, modular front and rear bumpers let light scrapes be repaired by swapping sections instead of removing the entire fascia. Each module uses a thermoplastic polyolefin cover, an expanded polypropylene energy absorber, an aluminum beam, and bolt-on crash boxes fixed to the longitudinal rails. Expanded polypropylene can cut core mass by about 70% versus solid fillers. While an aluminum beam is 30 to 50% lighter than steel at the same thickness, yet still absorbs impact well. In practice, a weak bumper setup can raise repair bills by about 30%. Even 5 miles per hour bumps can cause damage from a few hundred to several $1,000s. With easy bolts, captive nuts, guide slots, and clear service gaps, Model 2 lets the cover come off, the beam lift, and the crash box and expanded polypropylene core be swapped without disturbing the air conditioning condenser or headlights, often in under a few hours. The goal is a low and predictable bill, so owners can repair quickly at a local shop. Inside, Tesla Model 2 aims at durability and easy cleaning. Seats use heavy woven fabric validated by the Martindale abrasion test, where heavy-duty use usually starts around 40,000 Martindale cycles. The floor uses an engineering rubber such as ethylene propylene diene monomer. With tuned surface texture, it offers strong weather resistance and a high friction rating per the American Society for Testing and Materials Standard D1894, so footing stays safe when wet or dirty. The low-voltage auxiliary battery is planned to be lithium rather than lead acid to cut down on annoying dead battery events. Recent Tesla technical notes show a pack near 15.5 volts and around 6.9 amp-hours on newer models, signaling the move to lithium. Compared with lead acid, lithium usually brings many times more cycle life, faster charging, and lower mass, which helps reduce voltage drop during long parking. Battery management checks state of charge and temperature to protect the pack and extend life. Low power mode covers long parking stays. Parasitic draw depends on background features such as camera and sensor monitoring. Field data shows parked video monitoring can be power hungry. So Tesla software updates targeted about a 40% reduction in that mode. With non-essential features off, daily loss can settle near 1% per day depending on climate, connectivity, and software version. On a 60 kWh pack, 1% is about 0.6 kWh per day. Do-it-yourself guidance in the mobile app helps owners perform basic tasks safely. Tesla recommends replacing the cabin air filter about every 2 years and provides step-by-step instructions. The app adds tire checks such as the 230 seconds in tread depth threshold, plus jacking points and wheel lug nut torque values to avoid bent rims and loose bolts. Scheduled service is minimal because the electric drivetrain has fewer wear parts. Independent studies consistently show maintenance and repair costs for electric vehicles are much lower than for gasoline cars. Model 2 folds routine items into a smart calendar that issues early wear alerts based on mileage, ambient temperature, road salt exposure, and driving style. The optional rural kit supports remote work and travel. An integrated 12 volts inflator restores tire pressure to reach a shop safely. A 12 volts or USB-C high-output work light helps with nighttime tire changes. A light-duty tow hook supports low-speed recovery on soft surfaces. These parts raise self-reliance and reduce dependence on roadside help where coverage is thin. Which upgrade would most convince you to pick the Model 2? A. Modular bumpers for easy repairs. B. Durable, easy clean interior. C. 12 volts lithium auxiliary battery. D. Low power mode while parked. E. Rural kit for remote work. Comment your choice below. How does Tesla make plug and charge a non-issue for Model 2 buyers? Tesla Model 2 will use the Society of Automotive Engineers J3400 port, also known as the North American Charging Standard. So the plug and charge experience is very simple. A single connector handles both alternating current and direct current. Direct current voltage supports up to 1000 volts and Tesla has reported continuous operation around 900 amps. On today's version 4 supercharger network, pedestals can deliver about 325 kilowatts with a public road map to 500 kilowatts. Cables are longer to suit different inlet locations, and many version 4 sites already have contactless readers for walk-up customers. Plug and charge relies on ISO 15118 for automatic cloud authentication and payment. When you're in a hurry at a version 4 site, Model 2 also supports tap to pay with a card or phone, useful if the car isn't linked to an account. The charge port is placed for easy reach whether you pull in or back in. A ring light shows the state of charge from outside so the driver can decide to unplug early or wait. Model 2 includes a lightweight charging cable with a fixed compartment in the trunk to keep it clean and secure. Arrive-ready navigation preheats or precools the battery before arrival so the pack accepts high power immediately and stop time is cut. Tesla has described automatic preconditioning when routing to a supercharger, and recent studies show a near-optimal strategy can add only about 1 watt-hour of extra use. An optional arrival buffer keeps roughly 10 to 15% state of charge, which lowers anxiety at crowded sites and leaves margin to hop to the next station. The center screen shows real-time stall availability and can offer virtual queuing at pilot sites, a feature Tesla has announced to reduce waiting. The phone app surfaces smart charging tips such as off-peak hours and schedules overnight charging automatically. It also sends real-time status notifications to help you avoid idle fees. Recent updates show Tesla keeps adding direct charge status displays so users unplug at the right moment. What helps the Model 2 keep you safe and focused on the road? Tesla Model 2 centers on Vision 3D with full self-driving in supervised mode under a low annoyance philosophy. The Vision 3D system uses a 360-degree camera setup to build a three-dimensional occupancy grid with about 10 centimeters resolution, processes 20 to 30 frames per second, and keeps latency under 100 milliseconds. Park Assist 3D shows remaining clearance at the front, rear, and both sides in inches or centimeters, covering 0.2 to 3.0 meters with display steps of 1 in or 2 centimeters. With small steering inputs, Tesla Model 2 prompts go straight another XCM and then turn. Wide agree to minimize extra maneuvers in tight spots. When backing into a road or lot, rear cross traffic alert watches a fan-shaped zone of roughly 120 degrees on each side. In a vision-only setup, pedestrians and motorbikes can be detected at 15 to 25 meters in good light. With a 77 GHz corner radar added, cars can be detected at 40 to 60 meters through Doppler. Alerts are timed to collision. A visual at 4 seconds, an audible at 2 to 3 seconds, and automatic braking if reverse speed exceeds 7 to 10 km per hour and the driver does not respond. Operation favors low hassle. Tesla Model 2 includes large physical buttons for defog or defrost, hazard lights, and volume. Human factors studies support an effective button diameter of 16 to 20 mm with clear travel, so gloves work reliably. The hazard switch is placed within 500 mm of the driver with instant flasher feedback. This layout cuts search time compared with touch-only controls. Full self-driving in supervised mode is trimmed for cities. Lane keeping and supervised lane changes work up to 60 km per hour and require continuous attentiveness. An infrared camera tracks eye focus. Lateral lane deviation targets under 10 centimeters on straight stretches while lateral and longitudinal acceleration limits keep ride comfort under 2 meters per square second. The system suggests a rest when fatigue signs appear, such as unusually frequent steering corrections or long gaze away from the road. The driver can always override and the system falls back to basic assist when conditions exceed its design domain. The no-nonsense interface is clean and readable. Icons are 44 pixels or larger. Minimum text equals 16 points at a 60 to 70 centimeters viewing distance. Contrast targets 7 to 1 for sunlight readability. Tesla Model 2 groups essentials by default: speed, following distance, drive mode, curb camera, and critical alerts. Decorative effects are locked when reversing or when speed is below 10 km per hour to avoid parking distractions. Curb and wheel edge alerts protect your rims. Edge sensing is most effective from 0 to 50 centimeters. Tesla Model 2 draws a near wheel guide with 2 thresholds, a visual at 25 centimeters and a light steering wheel vibration at 10 centimeters. The curb camera opens automatically when the right turn signal is active below 20 km per hour. Reverse guidance renders front and rear wheel paths at 60 Hz. Red shows collision risk. Yellow marks a 20 centimeters buffer and green is safe. If the path crosses a static object, Tesla Model 2 proposes alternatives, such as return 5 degrees and move forward 30 centimeters, then reverse 40 centimeters at the current angle. The result is proactive assistance that keeps safety up front, preserves driver control, and cuts fatigue with clear quantified cues. Do these features keep you safest and most focused on the road? Comment. Model 2 inches if you back this design. What turns the Model 2 into a rolling power hub for home outages and on-site work? Tesla Model 2 is planned with bidirectional power for home and work. So the electrical design emphasizes clear output limits, strong safety, and simple operation. The car provides alternating current outlets in the cargo area or rear floor for tools and a mini refrigerator. In 230-volt 50 Hz markets, each outlet can supply about 2.2 to 3.6 kilowatts. In 120-volt 60 Hz markets, each outlet can supply about 1.5 to 2.4 kilowatts. Every outlet integrates a residual current device at 30 milliamps and an overcurrent circuit breaker that lets a 1.2 kilowatt circular saw or a 150W refrigerator run for hours with proper protection. Home backup power is tuned for short grid outages. Power flows through a bidirectional home charger that complies with anti-islanding requirements in IEEE 1547 and UL 1741 in the United States or European norm 50549 in Europe. Owners can schedule on and off windows and set a minimum state of charge. For example, 20%, so the morning drive remains possible. With a 60 kWh battery, a 20% reserve leaves 48 kWh usable. A household bundle near 800 watts, such as a refrigerator, a modem, and efficient lighting, can run for roughly 60 hours before reaching the reserve. Tesla Model 2 estimates remaining runtime from live load. The center screen shows instantaneous power in watts, discharge energy in kilowatt hours, and a countdown. The estimate updates immediately when loads change. Socket and cable temperatures are monitored so the system can warn early if contacts get hot. Work mode supports field jobs. The cargo area uses washable liners and removable rubber mats. A hatch edge work light outputs about 600 to 1000 lumens and targets IP65 for dust and water jets. The outlet is mounted low with a spring cover so cords stow cleanly when the hatch closes. The car can power a 750W drill or a compact air compressor for short shifts. Camp mode focuses on low draw comfort. The heat pump and recirculation hold about 150 to 300 watts depending on weather. Interior lighting drops to a few watts. Fan noise targets 25 to 32 weighted decibels for quiet sleep. With 40 kilowatt hours available, a steady 250 watt draw lasts about 160 hours in good conditions. All energy information and settings are shown and controlled in the mobile app. You can view daily and weekly logs, see separate kilowatt-hour usage for home backup and tool outlets, export separated value files, and adjust schedules or limits with hour-by-hour charts to improve charging habits. That is the $9,793 idea in full. A Model 2 that lowers what you pay to buy, lowers what you pay to own, and stays useful when plans change. If you want us to dig into real-world math next, drop your commute distance, charging access, and repair pain points in the comments. Tell us which upgrade matters most to you: Vision 3D, J3400, Plug and Charge, or PowerShare. If this helped you compare 2026 options, tap subscribe and the bell so you catch our range tests and total cost breakdown the moment they land. Ready to swap drama for a car that simply works. Music.